Welcome in, folks. It is, I believe, Tuesday. Yeah, it's my personal trainer day, the day that that little blonde puts me through the circuit today. Whoa, hallelujah, praise the Lord. I was planking, y'all. I never thought I could be able to plank. You know, planking is like a push up, but you never do the push up. You sit there, and I had to hold it for like 10 seconds and scrunch my butt up. Whew. So it's going to take me just a little while to get my devices about me because I am tired. But I am just, look at this, y'all. I mean, I'm delta neutral. Look at me. I mean, I am the stuff. Negative 301, just like I want it to be. A little bit negative. Let Vicky in the room. Our deltas are fine. Need no adjustment. Let's see how our theta is doing. Theta should come down a little bit, 225.68, 225.68. And so we want that to be 0.1 or higher. It is. And our buying power usage, we're getting back into the regular area, 37,375. 37,375. Look at that, just keeps going down, 37,375. And the VIX, I hadn't looked at VIX, but I would think it's under 30. All right. So VIX between 20 and 30 should be using 35% of our buying power max. We're at 37%. Do y'all see how this kind of has gone back to, hey, we're out of control. We're using too much buying power to, hey, we're back where we should be. Well, let's look at the other account, see how we're doing over there. We're negative deltas in it, right? Our theta is 0.5%. You want that to be 0.1% to 1%. Our buying power here is 65%. Now, remember the other day, some of y'all were shocked that my buying power was up to 94%. So what did I do? Well, I made a couple of adjustments. I sold some futures to get my deltas negative. A little negative, and then we've just been letting things kind of come off, and we've not put on any more trades. So really in both accounts, we've got enough sufficient theta that we really don't have to put on new trades. And that's kind of cool. I mean, we like to, right? We like to put on trades. We're trade addicts. We're trader nerds. And the plan is put one on, take one off every day. But sometimes you can't. And these metrics allow us to gauge our risk. So consider it that you and I are flying an aerial plane. Give me a ticket for an aerial plane. Ain't got time to take a fast train. So, you know, we're looking not only at each individual trade, but we're looking at our dashboard here. And our dashboard is what keeps us from crashing. So we sure don't want to crash. And I know that there are those of you who've blown up accounts. And the reason that you and I have blown up accounts is because we didn't keep a track of our risk metrics. What are our risk metrics? Number one is theta. Theta is a risk metric. Theta is awesome. It represents the decay that we have in our account. The options that we sell, we want those to decay. But if you have too much theta, that is an indication that you're taking on too much risk. The other risk is our buying power, and we have buying power requirements based on the VIX. So VIX is under 30 now, so we should be using no more than 35% of our buying power. So this account's a smaller account, and sometimes in smaller accounts, you're going to be using up to 50%. So, you know, no big deal. No big deal. Just kind of get it down, and that's what we've been doing, 94, 80, 76, 65. And trading nothing is also a trading decision. Exactly. Right. So sometimes that's the best thing. And you go, man, well, aren't I missing out on returns by not trading? No. Why? Because you still got adequate theta. As long as I'm 0.1% of my net leg or greater, and not greater than 1%, then my theta is sufficient. So don't be putting on additional trades if you've got sufficient theta and your buying power is above our requirements. Now, use your requirement. I mean, don't use mine. This is something Tasty Trade kind of tested, and I've been going with it. And I don't think that I've blown up an account since I've started using these metrics. Questions? Then the other thing that we do is we make sure that we're not too directional one way or the other. Right? And so this is a nice little thing here. It tells us if we're need to adjust our deltas or not. So our deltas are fine. So with that being said, let's go into the Crimson account first and see if there's anything that we can take off. Because I'm on this big up day. I guess it helps we look at the markets first. Where are the markets? Let Eliza in. All right, so the market is up 2.63%. Oh, behave. Wow. VIX is just under 30, right? And AD has been as high as 478, below 356. Current AD is 391. And volume is a measly 4219, which is indicative of something that I've been telling you guys for some time. And that is that on these up moves, the volume doesn't support the breakout. The volume is not indicative that the big guys are playing ball on these big up moves. So let's look at our volume profile first. And notice, looks like we've got a brand new point of control. So we spent a lot of time here. So here's our new point of control. So it's very comfortable here. And we're never surprised to see while we're in this fair value of us going back up to the 38.31 all the way up to here. You know, so this is kind of a, you know, price is, it's fairly priced. Everything's fairly priced. If you just kind of look at this, there's a little bit of a bullish tint to this chart, in my opinion. Looks like, you know, things may go up to test these areas here, at least for the next day or two. That doesn't mean we won't go down first and then test this, because we have no idea about direction. It's just what we're looking at. Price is fairly priced. We're in a fair value zone. And when we look at the linear regression, I said when we look at the linear regression, we see that, well, I'll be darned, everything just looks nice and tight, even though it looks like our linear regression channel has drifted to the downside. Remember, this is not a static little graph, this blue and the red, right? It moves as well. And it looks like this indeed has moved a little bit to the downside, but the channel is certainly intact. Wouldn't surprise us at all to see a continuation of this here, and maybe even up somewhere toward the top of the channel. Now, I thought we were going to be up here a lot earlier. Doesn't look like, unless we have a couple of huge up days, that we'll hit that 4280. So, you know, it's just nice to put a little flag there just to have a go. Doesn't look like we're going to hit it. So that's fine. If you aim for nothing, what is it? If you aim for nothing, you always hit it. All right, so there's our market. We don't really care about the market that much. We just got to trade what we see. So let's go over here. We've got our Greekies down. So let's show our groups. Let's see if there's anything that we can manage today. All right. So now we're starting to see things come into the profit zone. Right. That one's closed. This one's up 13%. But by the time we close it, we would be a scratch, right? Negative, 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 negative. Almost positive. Well, hello, ladies. Look at that. We finally got something that looks like she might be probably. And look at this. We got another one that says might be probably. And hello, ladies. I mean, hello, girl. Hello, youngin. Hello. So we got, look at this, y'all. Things are starting to turn around for us. I mean, I can't tell you how pleased I am to see you ladies at the ball. So, you know, this will take off a little bit of delta, take off a little bit of theta. We've got theta, but more importantly, it should take off a little bit of risk, right? So remember in our back test of the 111, hadn't back tested the 112, but I would think it's probably similar. A great place to, if you're looking at the tree, to take the tree off of a 111 is about 65% profit. So this is 74% profit. So why don't we take off the 112, 22nd, and take us a little downside risk off. So let's take this and this, control, create closing order, sell that vertical. So we bought that vertical for what? $10, right? If I remember how to put these trades on. So we can sell it for almost 30. I like it. So then let's take this little puppy off here, which would be the 3230s at 32 days, 38 days out. Y'all help me remember that. 3230, 38 days. I'll never remember. 3230, 38 days, 3230. Where are y'all? 3230s. There we go. Hello. Okay, here we go. So we'll take off the 3230s. We'll do 2 of those. So 525 debit. See if we can get out of that. There we go. 525 debit. Ain't bad. So that was the 11222. 11222. Let's go find it. 11222. Boy, it's been a while since we closed one, hasn't it? 11222. 11222. And we close it for a 525 debit. So we made this one on. We make a lot. We made a little bit, right? We exited on 6/21, 22. Isn't this the first day of summer or something? I know one thing, it's 90 degrees outside. It's hot here. So we made enough to take the family to the Kentucky Fried Chicken. 30. What, Beth? Why? How much you think it take? Beth does not like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Hey, Beth, won't you go in there and watch the Guiding Light or something? Leave me alone. Excuse me?
Yes.
Girl, if we was in a Muslim country, you'd be under a camel right now. She talked to me. It's embarrassing. All right, 3074. That's how much we made on that one. 3074, right? So let's go put that. We didn't have our profit calendar open in a while. 3074. But get them out of here. They're too loud. 3074. I'm gonna have to put some oranges on here. Oh my gosh. Oh, behave. That's all orange. That color orange. And yesterday, we didn't make anything either. So if we don't make anything, we'll make those orange. So this one, we're gonna make $30.74. How does Daddy do? Providing so that Beth can have the life of luxury that she lives here with me. Right, Beth?
Right.
Here, format that. Let's get everything formatted. There we go. Equals sum of all the great profits that we hope to take on this week. 3074. Well, hello. All right, look at us, y'all. We the stuff, aren't we? So there we are. Right, so let's save that. Now let's go to the other account. So we took off that 112/22. And now let's look at our, first of all, before we go back, now let's look at our buying power, see if that released a little bit. So now our buying power is 16,017. Oh, behave. 16,017. Look at us, y'all. So it was 65. So now we got 16,017. Now we're down to 60%. Y'all see how easy this is? It's not easy, but it's just taking risk off. Now, what I probably should do is take another one, right? I probably should, because I'm using too much buying power. And I've got some that I could take off, but let's look. Let's see what else we got. I should take some more risk off, but I don't know. I still feel good about direction. I'm not a directional trader, but I still think that, we'll probably be better on these two tomorrow, right? Now watch the market tank and go against us, but we'll see. 11231 is gone. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, so let's go to the other account. That is the IRA. Bobby, you can trade futures in IRA. Isn't that cool? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You won't even know that there's a difference between this and a regular account. So let's see what we take off over here. Hello, 55%. Oh, well, who needs 55 when you got 63? Let's close up. 63. It's nice to be able to, at least we've been able to take something off in a while. Plus 64. Well, hello. 63, 64. This one, we'll keep that 64. All right, so 64 minus 37 minus 38. That's this one. Plus 63. Looks like that other one was better. Yeah, plus 63 minus 227. There we go. We got us a wiener that we can take off. Here, how about this? 112.23 is the one we're going to take off and make us about a $90 profit. After commissions, it won't be that much, but that's fine. So we'll take this one and this one. Right click, create closing order, sell the vertical. So what we bought for $10, we can sell for 26. We look at that. And then we got to close that naked component. So 4 of the 32 tens. 4 of the 32 tens. Well, I'm still sweating from my workout. Oh, so we got to do 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like the $5 debit. Be nice if we could get filled there. And jack squat nothing. 5.25. Less advantageous. Come on, get me out. There we go. There we go. 5.25. So we close the, oh man. You know, here's the thing. I had those same stripes apparently in something else. So it doesn't like, I gotta figure what that's saying. 38.60s and 38.10s. I'll put them together somewhere. But anyway, we close that for 5.25, the 112.23. 112.23. I'll fix that on my own time. Don't bother y'all with it. 112.23. Is 112.23. What was it? A 5.25 debit. So we made, listen to this, Beth, you get excited? You could buy you some Sherry's berries. Bought any Sherry's berries, but we could have them. Look at us, y'all. $63.98. You think Daddy ain't taking the family to the Applebee's, huh? $63.98. Let's go take that off. $63.98. So let's go get our profit calendar. $63.98. So this was going to be an orange day. JoJo, don't let me forget $63.98. Can you remember that? 63.98.
63 what?
63.98, dude.
Okay.
63.98.
And 86.48.
Yeah, 63.98.
25.
And this would be an orange day since we didn't do anything that day. And let's do a format painter here. Format painter is your greatest button, y'all. Whatever that format is, put it right there. And make it the same format with colors and all that equals the sum of all of this garbage here. So we have made $63.98. JoJo, that's how much money is $63.98? That's a lot of money, Joe.
More than 1,000.
No, I wouldn't say it's more than 1,000, Joe. We're working on it.
I have
It says, Bobby, I've seen the fixed toss grabbing your own positions. Would you just look through the existing grouping, find the one that is missing, and move that position to it? Yeah. And why don't we try to do that? Okay, let's see if we can do that. So we know that they only took our naked component out, but they didn't take our put debit spread out. So let's see which one. We close the, so it should be the 38.60, 38.10. So let's see where that should go. 38.60, 38.10. 38.60, 38.10. Here it is. It should be in the 112.27. So let's see. Let's look at the 112.27. So I probably got to move those to the 112.27. 112.27. Ta-da! There it is. So we fixed it. That's exactly how you fix it. So we'll go right click, move to group 112.26. So now our 112 23rd is gone. And our 112 27th should be fully restored. Now, look at us, y'all. Huh? Now let's see what effect that had on our buying power over here. So now our buying power is 33,667. 33,667. Yep, look, $4,000 worth of buying power. 33,667 from taking that off. Look at that, y'all. And our deltas didn't move our deltas much, I don't think. Let's see. Deltas over here are, yeah, look, -393, virtually the same, right? And that's it. I mean, what a great little trading day. So I think the big thing to convey in today's session is this. Our buying power got a little out of hand. That's why we were keeping it around that 35, 40%. So if it does explode, you're not blowing up accounts and getting margin calls and all that. Now, if you do get a margin call, best thing to do is not panic. Don't panic at all, right? Just say, hey, what can I do to do something here? Maybe you sell a future to get things a little back in line, get your deltas lined up. You just don't panic, or you close something. And we've not been able to close something the last couple of days unless we wanted to close something for a loss. But the great part is you'll look, y'all, over these days, what's happened to our net lick? Our net lick 97.1, 97.5, 99. Oops, had a slip, 97.5, 98.8, 99.5. Now we're back over 100,000. So, just keep the faith, right? And our buying power is right where it should be. We should be at 35 max. Now we're at 33.65. Just perfect. So, I think that's one of the things that Ken always talks about is one of the things that being in our group teaches you is not to panic, right? You don't panic. And by having all these metrics that we follow, it's really good to just kind of keep things in line. And again, we first look at the forest, not the individual trees. And I would think that's probably a big revelation to a lot of you who have always looked at each trade. You look at a trade and you go, oh no, the short put's down 2x, I got to close, rather than looking at your whole portfolio. That is amateurish. And it's the way I started out, and it's the way everybody starts out, looking at trades, right? I've got a trade on, it's going against me. So you see how I don't even look at these trades that are, down 300%. I don't have stop losses on. I just am balancing things on the other side. Okay. So we're having a nice day in the market. Would it be nicer if I didn't have those short futures on? Yeah, it'd be great. But see, I don't know what happens tomorrow, right? I don't know what happens tomorrow. I could certainly close those 3 or 4 futures I have, and if I've got 4 futures, I would be, up 197 positive deltas. But do I want that, not knowing what tomorrow brings? Yeah, and that's what Ed said. This is one of the things that has drawn him to this style of quant trading, right? So we don't do a lot of technical analysis. Now, I'll see me show some, right? A little technical analysis, a little linear regression, just kind of frame things up, show what the bigger picture is. And we use the Big Green Monster, which is one of the best things that we have, right? Big Green Monster showing us everything, but we don't use fundamental analysis. We don't have to, since we're trading futures on the S&P 500. We're not looking at individual stocks. With the S&P 500, we don't have the risk of ruin, which would be owning stock that could possibly go to zero. That doesn't mean we can't, blow out if we use too much leverage, or as Ed would say, too much notional value. Notional value, certainly. And that's why we use just a couple of metrics. Let me go over them again, because I think this will be the biggest takeaway. It's the 3 metrics that we use, or 4 metrics that we use. We use delta. Make sure we're not, too far bullish, too far short. Just want to kind of keep that delta neutral so that our theta can work and decay. we make sure that we don't take too much risk by keeping beta between 0.1 and 1% of your total account value. Then we make sure that buying power doesn't go over, and if it does, if buying power does, what do? We don't put on new trades. We wait to take these off, or we adjust this buying power by buying futures or selling futures. Really simple. Okay. Anyone got any questions at all? Forest trees thing, yeah, big picture. It's very cool. It is really cool. All right, guys. Well, a little short session today. I'm gonna go recoup and watch some Guiding Light, Young and Restless. Something on Netflix. Jada, what you gonna watch today? Anything?
I was gonna play this
Or you
game.
gonna play the game on my phone?
It's
All right,
called
guys. Well, y'all have a great rest of your day. I gotta take my daughter to her job at the restaurant, and I will see y'all tomorrow.